Live from the Sports Layer, it's Wednesday night. Damn it.
Apparently, we had some technical difficulties with our music.
My phone doesn't want to actually connect all this stuff. Like it doesn't connect. It's pissing me off. He is the one.
I am.
I am the ass.
He is.
We are Black and White Sports coming to you from the BW Sports One Sports Layer. Wow.
Hey. What was the thing called that the Thundercats? Was it the Thunder Layer or something?
Maybe.
We need to figure that
Maybe.
out because I like that. I think we should incorporate that somehow.
The Thundercats.
Hell yeah. But anyway, what's going on, everybody?
What's happening?
This is your favorite people who give you sports from a black and white garage perspective.
Yes, in the garage.
Yep,
with my Stella.
we have returned to our humble beginnings,
Yep.
just for time being.
Yep.
It happens.
It does. It does.
And business is business.
Yep.
And business must go on, and we must put the show on.
Yes.
So we're going to give it to you raw, gritty, and grimy, like we used to in the beginning days.
Rawr.
And any of you who watched the Land Before Time in the long ago, in the before time,
somewhere. Wow.
So
wow, folks. Wow.
Like to say thank you for joining all who has popped on so far.
Yep.
We're always glad to see new people and returning people to check us out. Again, I am the one. This is the ass, and we are Black and White Sports. We are part of the network of BW Sports One, which also has a racing segment to us, which is our brothers over at Checkers and Wreckers. Man, they're hot right now.
They are driving fast, shifting hard, and keeping the rubber on the road, folks. If you haven't heard, Felix Rosenquist will be on the show, phone interview with Tommy Boy and Howdy on September 28th, I believe it is. So 28th or 29th, whatever that Sunday is. 29th. So
that's pretty hot. You know what I mean? So anxious to see that go on. No, I saw that too, but I don't think we're going to get it.
You're on the cord over there.
There you go.
Found it.
Yep. So he is amazing. But yeah, again, those guys are doing great things over there. So if you are into the racing scene and you are curious about the racing scene, hop over to those guys over at Checkers Records, Tommy Boy and Howdy. They'll give you what's happening in the racing world.
Yes, they do.
And bro, not a whole bunch going on outside of the pigskin. I mean, there's a couple things.
Well, I would let you start with whatever you'd like to mention.
But also, we'd like to mention again, like we are on the BW Sports One tour. Yes. So if you were interested in, hosting us, your garage or deck hosting us, we are
Hannah.
are cool with that. We like that. We like to get out and do different things. And with that bonus of hosting us, you do get to, sit here at the desk and chit chat about sports for
right here.
the duration
we'll spread of the out. Show. We'll leave you a seat right here, folks.
Because we do have 3 mics, so
we have like 8.
So that'll get you an opportunity to get on and talk a little bit about your sports thing as well. So,
yep.
I don't know, man. You want to start our new thing, the betting?
No, not yet.
So, all right, what's going on? So, what's going on in sports?
Okay, well,
what's going on that anybody would want to talk about other than what's going to be the dominant portion of our show today?
Okay, well, besides football, we have the MLB season getting under the tight rope here with a couple of the divisions, especially the one that I'm always interested in the NL Central, although we suck. St. Louis is winning that division by 2, I believe, above the Brewers and the Cubs by 2. We got about 10 games left for everybody.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good high quality blonde type beer.
Is it?
Yeah,
You
that's
like
pretty
that?
good. Anyway,
I don't do the IPAs.
yeah.
Yeah, IPAs.
Yes, IPAs. I
Okay, yeah,
got
there you go. All right.
you.
No, I think yeah, Cubs and the Brewers, that's a crapshoot division. It always has been for at least 3 teams. Unfortunately, the Reds aren't in that hoopla this year again, but we will once again reign again sometime soon. In the South, yes, no, the South, not the South. The NL West, you have the man, you have the
This is the
Dodgers.
baseball guy, folks.
Yeah, well, not
Kinda.
really. I was a kind of the
Kinda.
baseball guy.
Kinda.
No, I'm
We
sitting here.
kinda
I
tag
need to
team on
stop.
that.
I need to stop like multitasking and just talk.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. I
Yeah.
need to
Or
stop
just
that.
learn to do both.
That's a little difficult when when I'm trying to listen to you, which God knows is hard sometimes. uh, so in the NL West, you have the Dodgers, who are 1 game away from going over 100. Then you have in the East, the NL East are the Braves. That's right. The Braves have clinched their division. Wild card, you have the Nationals and Brewers right now is above. They're above the Cubs because of the tie-breaking games back and forth this year.
Ooh, Chris. I'm ready to go look at that right now.
What?
He says Mike Trout's out for the season.
Yeah, Angels ain't gonna do anything
I
anyway.
mean, but still, that's another effect to the MVP race.
Bellinger's gonna win it regardless.
But they're in 2 different leagues, bro. There's 2 different MVPs.
No, there's one
In
league
their
MVP.
National League MVP and
It's-
the American
but
League
we're talking
MVP.
about the league MVP.
I thought there were 2, National League and American League.
If there's not
I
one
didn't know there. I
overall,
didn't think there was one overall. I
if
thought there
there's
was a
not
National
one
League.
overall, there should be.
Yeah, I thought there
saying.
was a National League MVP,
Well,
just
maybe
like
there
there
is,
was a
just saying.
National League Cy Young and an American League Cy Young.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I know. I think you're right. Yeah, you are right. Still, I think there should only be one. Your MVP, one.
One, it would just I mean, just think of that. Just think of that for a second. The NBA has 2 MVPs, not a co-MVPs. 2 MVPs. You got the MVP of the East and the
They
MVP of the
do?
West. I said, just think
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
no, I can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord, you're killing me.
man, I'm thinking about this dumbass from the Pirates. Okay, when you told me the story and you showed it to me, I can't get this crap off my mind, and it's just killing me. So I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. His dingling's gonna get cut off regardless. So there, I said it.
Well, what he was referring to is yesterday evening, I came across the bottom line when I was watching the WNBA championships. Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Felipe Vasquez, I think is how you say it. 5 felony charges, all having to do with sex or seduction or soliciting of sex to a minor over 11 and under 16.
Unconsensual,
So
regardless.
that's right around the ages of our daughter. So
Yes.
we got a problem with that. And not that I wouldn't have had a problem with it in the first place.
Right.
But
it hits a little closer to home.
Yeah, that's and what's funny about not funny, but what's going to be ridiculous about the situation we talked about a little bit ago.
Yep.
Nothing's really going to happen legally, I don't think. Not because his baseball stardom, I think because he's not a legal citizen. So he's over here for a work visa. So normally what they do with criminals, they snatch that work visa back and deport them.
Yep.
That's it. So you take all your monies that you made, which has probably already been transferred over a while ago.
And if it has been, I mean, for his smarts on that, he probably got about a $6 to $1.
Yeah. So Michael said he thinks she was 12.
That's pathetic.
Yeah. So I don't see how a grown man feels any type of attraction. I mean, does that make you feel like
I can't
big
imagine
dog.
looking at a 10-year-old or a 90-year-old I'm sorry. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, there has to be some self-respect in
Whole nother reason why he was
everybody.
watching R. Carly.
Wow.
Your
Wow.
your kid's 12 months old and you sitting there watching Nickelodeon.
Mm,
There is a problem there.
mm,
But anyway, so that's what he's referring to. He wanted to get it
yeah.
out and now he's
I had to get
gone.
it out. Now I'm done. I'm good. Screw
Another
him. Bye-bye.
another
Hasta la vista.
another
Shut up, Dan.
halfway. No, shut up. No, another story they kind of gave you halfway just like justice has been served.
Man, you
I
look a
think it'd
lot
be
taller than me.
I think it should have sorry. I think it
There
should have
you go,
been
slump.
I think the consequences should have been a little higher for
Yeah.
what transpired. But if you hadn't heard a couple months ago during wrestling season, there was a young man who was wrestling that had dreadlocks that were at the legal length
Mhm.
of allowed by that state's, requirements of long hair with tie back and such and such and such when you're wrestling.
Yep.
This particular situation, this referee or umpire, whatever you call them, were
Ref.
on the mat.
Ref.
Yes, the referee informed this young man and his coach, his team, or whatever, that for him to continue to participate in this state event, you have to cut your dreadlocks because they are hazardous or whatever the use that he tried to say. So they made him cut his hair at the meet to wrestle.
Hmm.
So the ruling just came down on that. The referee gets suspended for 2 years.
So
I think he should be put out of all youth sports because he
yeah.
clearly has an issue with African Americans, and I don't like to
No,
try
he
to
just
put.
says he has an issue with dreadlocks. I'm totally hey, hold on. Like I
No,
say,
no,
Christy,
no. I get it.
clarification.
Dude, I get it. I
Joking.
Get it. I get it. It was not a reaction of. It was a
His
reaction
face
of
showed it all right
was
there, folks, didn't
like,
it? Don't lie.
wow. But I thought, me personally, I thought it should have been a longer. I think it should have been a lifetime ban from all youth sports. Because it was clearly that you have an issue with a certain demographic because they had brought up different situations where young white individuals with long hair was not made to cut or at least tie back their hair and doing wrestling meets under his watch.
Mhm.
So I think there was a clear distinction of that, and he should have been removed from the youth scene altogether in that particular state.
I wholeheartedly agree. Bye-bye. There's the second dumbass for the show this week. Now, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
There's two.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a third one here soon.
Oh, guaranteed. Guaranteed. So he said
It was wrestling, not wrestling.
All right, so where we're at. I'm trying to tweet.
Oh, so now you know
But
what
I
I
am,
was
but I'm doing it. 'Cause
Really?
as I was
Hold
tweeting,
on.
you were talking.
This is Damon. At least this is Dan right here. Silence. Damon's doing this. I can't do it.
I think I can. I think I
Right?
can.
We need our producer here or something. Where's Brad the Italian?
Brad the Italian has been not seen or heard of on social media, on the telecommunicator, all since Andrew Luck announced his retirement.
Man.
We have seen no hair nor hide of him or his woman friend.
Man. No, they were down in South Carolina, Florida.
There's Wi-Fi.
I agree. I mean, we have 1.5 fans there.
Brian watches from Alabama, Tennessee. He's in Tennessee. Memphis.
Well, he might be watching somewhere if he's at work.
Yeah. I've seen people watching us in California.
Yes.
So that's a bad excuse.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
hold on, I'm gonna go back to baseball real quick.
All right.
The American League
That
is
should be
the
a new
Yankees.
segment,
I seen that dumbass sports of the week.
Yes.
I'm liking it.
We tried it, but we didn't do it on the show. We did it more with post on the page. We didn't get a whole lot of feedback, so we both stopped.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
In the American League in baseball, you have the Yankees leading the East, you have the Twins in the Central, you have the Astros in the West, and the wild card of the A's and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Aren't the Yankees and Astros flip flopping back and forth with best record?
Yes. And if well, it's granted, I don't see either of these three teams losing the next 10 straight games. Yankees, Twins, and Astros all will potentially be over 100 wins, with two of them definitely being over 100 wins. And the Twins got, I think, 93 right now, and they got about 10. I think there's 10 games left. So if they go 7-3, all three division leaders will be over 100 wins. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but the Yankees sit at 99 right now.
Yeah.
Houston's sitting at 99 right now.
Yep.
So yeah, Minnesota is just 7 out. I mean, I'd like to pull up what their schedule be, but I think all three of them have favorable schedules. Yankees are done with Boston. Yankees are done with the Rays, the Blue Jays. The Yankees are done with the Blue Jays.
Oh
So
yeah, everybody's done in that division.
yeah, so
It's a done
it's
deal.
yeah, unless they play Houston, 10
Right.
times, which I
Right.
seriously doubt.
Yeah.
They're
No.
good.
I mean, I called it at the beginning of the season. It was going to be the Astros and the Dodgers, and I thought I got the Dodgers winning the World Series. So it's very
Yeah.
possible. I wish I would have put a bet. I should have bet my ass.
Segue. But speaking of that, I think mine was Dodgers and Yankees, and I think Yankees. I think I picked Yankees.
I think you did.
Yeah, so I mean, we're still both looking pretty good on track right now. So for people who've watched like 8 games of baseball out of the 162 this season,
Right.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, I'd watch more baseball if the Reds were actually good. So can't say that.
I mean, I do watch a little bit, but I don't stay with it. It's like we'll flip through and
Hannah,
we'll
I'm
catch
on
like
a
the
show. You're watching me. I'm not. I'm not gonna watch a video. Jeez.
video. Watch the video.
No, watch a video.
Look at it. You know what I mean? We don't have a guy with a screen over here.
Right.
No, but yeah, whatever. Baseball.
Baseball.
I mean, they'll get a little more exciting here in about 2 weeks once they hit that October, and that's probably the best time for baseball.
Oh, baseball.
I mean,
in
yeah, it's the
October is
playoffs
awesome.
or whatever, but I mean, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, baseball in October is awesome.
Yeah.
You know the only thing better than baseball in October?
That would be football.
Football in October.
And might as well say the hockey season starts in October too. They started preseason hockey yesterday. I flipped right through it.
Can you
Sorry.
tell how good we stay in tune to hockey? Because honestly, I get it,
Ooh,
but I don't.
I do have some basketball news. It just popped in my little pea brain.
Dun, 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 dun.
Breaking news.
Dun, 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 dun.
Interview with Rachel Nichols today.
Yeah.
Steph Curry said, I will be playing on the 2020 Olympic team.
Oh, wow.
Said, barring any injury, I will play on the 2020 Olympic team. So
hopefully that helps the rest of them.
right. So exactly. So question for our followers here. With Steph Curry saying, obviously right now, top point guard in the league, arguably, between him and Kyrie, whatever you want to say, arguably top point guard in the league says before the season, I am playing for the USA national team. With him saying that, how many other big name superstars do you think are going to play on that USA team, especially after the 7th place finish in the World Cup?
Every All-Star should be wanting to play on that team.
I agree. Hello, Daniel. Different
Hello.
Daniel.
Oh. Wells.
If he leads, they will follow, says Joey. I agree. It's only going to take one of them. You know what I mean? One, Steph Curry, the last Olympics was hurt, so he couldn't play.
Right.
So this one, you're like, hey, you know what I mean? He's like, I want to play. I want to play. I never got the opportunity to play. So if Steph is going to play, I think obviously Durant is not going to play because he's going to be still coming back from that Achilles injury. So you can count him out, period. But I think you have the opportunity for Anthony Davis to play. So you have an opportunity for Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and LeBron.
Let's see.
Because I say how open the NBA is right now, I think LeBron can give you a double up and get right on up out of here. I think that he has an opportunity to win the NBA title this year, take home a gold medal, and roll right off in the sunset in the release of Space Jam 2 next summer.
And there you have it.
Cash out.
And there you have it, folks. The one's opinion. I like it, though. I like it. Define superstar, Brandon says. Well,
you're on the Supermax contract. There you go.
I mean, that should fulfill the team, and they should never be beaten.
I mean, superstar. How about you take the top 12 players in the NBA? If you take the top 12, you got guards, you got shooters, you got small forwards, you got power forwards, and you got centers. If you take the top 10 American players in the NBA, you have every position covered. And then you cannot tell me, besides a couple positions, that any country can match up if you take the top 10 players or the top 12 players in the NBA, American players in the NBA.
I don't think so.
I mean, Greece, you got one.
Yeah,
you got
I was gonna say you'll be playing the teams that only have one,
right?
Maybe two.
You know what I mean? One, maybe
5.
two.
And
Serbia
then you
might have a couple.
Another 5 on the bench. It's like you should not be beaten. Yeah. Period. Ever.
He said he think politics will derail it. At some point in time, politics has to come behind your. And I know what you're getting at on that. I know what he's getting at on that. And it's probably got to do with, some of these, with the flag and, how Black America right now is not real happy with the state of our culture and what's going on with politics and our leader and all that kind of stuff. Right. So I see where he's going with that. But at some point in time, regardless, and I think I said it before, you might be disgusted about politics right now, but not near one of you, viewers, players, anybody is going to be like, nah, I think I'm going to leave the United States and go live somewhere else.
No.
If it's not job related. Right. It's not going down.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So, and at some point in time, you still have pride in your country. You might not be happy with your country, just like this in family situation. I can talk about my sister, but you can't. You know what I mean? We can talk about our problems and deal with our problems as a country and be dissatisfied with our country, but you can't.
Right.
So that's the mentality I go. So we got some infighting. But when it's time to represent the United States against everybody else, bring it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, especially on the hard court.
Yeah. Can't be. I mean, if it was soccer, yeah, we didn't invent it. Basketball, we invented. You can't lose ever. Right.
So Brandon comes back with Westbrook, Harden, LeBron, Curry, and AD. Dream team?
Believe team. There'll never be another dream team. This is a believe team.
When they even called Dream Team 2, Dream Team 2, that was like, nah.
Thank you, Joy. I just came up with that on the top of my head. That was not rehearsed in production.
I was gonna say, do you know him?
Yes, I do know Joy.
No wonder he's giving you props, because if you didn't know him, there ain't no way off of that you would have gotten shit.
Hey, I would have liked to play. He is a quality point guard.
Ooh.
I got to Joey.
Oh,
I got to play with him later on in my years.
That's so good.
I got to play him later on in our years, but I've liked to have played with him when he was younger or when we were younger. You know what I mean? Because the way he distributes the ball, I would have loved to play with a guy like that. Yeah. So I give him his little props.
He's an assist. He's an assist.
Yeah. So back to you did a bet your ass segue that we just segue right on through.
Bet your ass.
Tell us about bet your ass. Bet your ass.
Bet your ass is the new segment from Black and White Sports. Going over some betting stuff.
So
I'm gonna give you the picks of the week as far as betting wise. Well, I mean, we still do our college and pro football games of the week and our picks for our top 4 games of each, but I'm gonna come up and give you some lines. I'm gonna give you some asterisks of the games, and then I'm going to give you my picks. And right now I'm above 50% over the past 2 weeks, so I'm hanging in
awesome. And here is the asterisk. When he gives you picks, you can't steal his damn picks. Go pick your own picks. These are his picks.
there.
Don't be a hater. Don't steal his rhymes.
I mean, you
No,
can.
I'm just talking shit.
You can.
But so basically what you're saying is now when we're starting this new betting scene, because obviously here in Indiana, sports betting is now legal.
Yep.
So are we now incorporating our football picks into our betting section? Like it all ties in
I mean, we
together.
can.
Or are we going to do football bet?
What do you want to do?
I like to tie it into our football picks.
Let's roll.
You know what I mean?
Let's
Because
roll.
for one, that helps us further pick our games.
All right.
That way it's not so much you just win or I just win. Now
Okay.
points come into play when
I'm
when
fine
we're
with that.
tallying
Are
that.
you fine with
So
that?
I don't
Because
give
he
a
asked me
shit.
earlier, we were looking at it, and he's like, I said, well, they didn't win by 10. He goes, oh, we counting that now?
No,
Yes,
that's
he
not what I
did.
said.
Yes, he did.
I said, are we counting that? That's a totally different question. Are we counting that now? Hey, are we counting that?
I mean,
Two different ways.
we
Same
are
thing.
now.
Same
We
thing.
are now. 2 different ways of saying.
Just how you display it. Like I tell the children, it's not what you say.
Okay, Dad.
It's how you say it.
Anyway, do a handicap contest. Okay, sure. Handicapping.
Bro, I've been handicapped since 1997.
Wow.
Mentally since 1974.
70, I was gonna say, yeah, you were born in the 70s, man.
Yes.
All right.
Disco is in my blood.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, how we doing it? So let's roll. Let's get it to go. I mean, right now you could take a good pick, and I don't know what the odds are. I'll give you this one for baseball. I would put my money on the Dodgers. I mean, like the first week it opened here, my cousin went down to the betting place and he put a $5 bet for me on the Dodgers to win.
I'm probably gonna stick with my pick. I would stick with the Yankees.
Like I said, I should have bet at the beginning of the season.
You should have, but no, Daniel.
That was like a couple years ago when Philly won the Super Bowl. At the beginning of the season, I put a $10 bet on Philadelphia winning the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I lost. Should have just bet the Eagles. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that was the thing with me. I just didn't ever want to just bet. I don't know. And then plus, it was always
wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Look
who
has made a presence.
The infamous
from
Gator Malone.
Muncie.
Infamous Gator Malone.
Wow. Well, hello,
We're
Julian
supposed to do
Thomas.
lunch tomorrow.
Oh, you driving up there?
Fuck no.
There's a nickel.
No, I would. No, he's
Actually,
coming.
that's a quarter. That's an F-bomb.
He's coming down. He said, you want to have lunch, Pop? I said, you know what? Why not? I don't want the firstborn now that he's an adult to feel neglected. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. I always love to kick it. So,
Tommy Checker says he picked Felix to win Rookie of the Year at the beginning of the year. Bet your ass I should have gambled there. Yes, you should have, sir.
All right. So, you want to start with college?
Yeah, let's roll with college.
Man, there's sneaky good games.
Yeah,
this week in college.
Yep.
There the games last week. There were the game that was supposed to be was not really ended up what it ended. Nah. So we won't even talk about it. Couple injuries. I do like how now that you put them on here, which is the first game, Utah and USC,
Yep.
3-0 Utah Utes. And did you see the freaking press conference interview
Uh-uh.
from Washington State's coach?
Uh-uh. No,
He
I missed
went
it.
through. He went through. He had a whole worked out Royal Rumble of the mascots in the Pac-12 at the press conference. Yes, he went
I'll
through.
have to look
He
that up.
went through the whole Pac-12's mascots.
Wow.
Hilarious. But you got the 3-0 Utah Utes,
Wow.
and you got the 2-1, surprisingly 2-1
Yeah.
USC.
Trojans.
I mean,
The condoms are coming out to blaze. You know, man, I hate them worse than Michigan, okay?
and I would expect that you would.
Yes.
But
I
you
hate
know,
Southern Cal and Pete Carroll and Reggie Bush and
the Bush push.
I
Y'all
was
sure
at
used
that
that
game.
last week. One of your mini touchdowns scored.
Well, it's besides the point. I
Well,
guess it's legal now.
It's
So you can
legal.
do it now. You
Yeah.
couldn't do it then.
Hey, I heard a coaching rumor mill.
What's that? Urban Meyer going to South Bend?
USC.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
I heard a rumor mill.
You gotta be shitting me.
Urban Meyer to USC next year. Back to the Pac-12.
Really? Huh.
Sorry, he wasn't in the Pac-12. He was in the Mountain
I don't
West
even
with
wanna
Utah.
think that.
But
I don't even
Yeah.
think that.
yeah,
No, you have been neglecting. You're not neglected, Julian. Let's get it right.
You're a man
Throw
now.
up
You're a man
5
now. You
or
got to make your own
spreads in
fire.
college and 5 in NFL. Best record at the end of the season gets a T-shirt. Okay,
What was that?
Hanowski, you got to keep track for us.
What's he doing?
He said throw up 5 or spreads in college and 5 in NFL. Best record at the end of the season gets a T-shirt.
Oh,
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with doing something. Let's do something. I mean, I'm still waiting on that 1,000th follower on the page to give away that Kobe Bryant jersey.
Kobe.
So
you can, put on your purple socks and stroll right on over to the park and shoot that behind the head jump shot.
I mean, it's a brand new, never worn, still tags on it, jersey, stitched jersey.
So,
Point spread.
Utah,
Yeah, I get it. I got it.
Utah and USC.
Number 10.
I like,
Utah.
I like how USC has stayed afloat with the loss of their quarterback for the season, coming in with a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
He's not scared. He's playing football, and these guys are playing with him. I guess they got a little rally thing. Everybody's against us. Let's sink into our little thing and let's try to win football games. But not this week.
Negative, because I still think Utah is a little underappreciated.
Yeah.
I think their defense is pretty stout. The running game is pretty stout. Moss has got 4 touchdowns and almost 400 yards. And Southern Cal's defense allows 145 yards a game. Utah's defense, on the other hand, which I think Utah's strength is their defense, only allowed 65 yards average right now.
That's really odd to hear you say that a Pac-12 team's strength is their defense.
That's one team in the past decade that's had a good defense.
Well, I thought Washington had one last year. Wasn't they like top 5 defense until they got to the bowl game?
I mean, look what happened.
Exactly.
We can't help that. That's on y'all.
Smashed the light.
No, I think so. The line is 4. Utah's favored by 4 in this game. It is at the Coliseum in Southern Cal.
I'll take that.
I'm going to take 4 points and Utah. Now, if they win by 4, it's a push.
Right. So, my friend, for those that do not bet, have never bet, and don't understand how what we were just talking about, the points and how that works.
Yep.
Daniel, explain it to them, please.
So, okay, if you'll see a -4 on Utah's side. So what that means is Utah is giving Southern Cal 4 points. At the beginning of the game, Southern Cal's winning 4-0. At the end of the game, at regulation, mind you. Now, this is how I've always bet. So I'm not too sure if things have changed on that end. I probably have to check that out but I still think it's at the
Yeah.
regular end of regulation. So if the score is 24-19 or below, and you take Utah, you win because it's either going to be 24-23 or 24 to below 23 because of the 4 points. Did that make sense? Am I saying it?
Yes.
I'm saying it wrong, ain't I? I'm saying it confusingly.
I thought you had it perfect when you said Utah +4, meaning that when the game starts,
4-0.
it's 4-0
Okay, so yeah,
USC.
and at the end of regulation, they have to win by more than 4 points. If they
Right.
win by 4 points, it's a push, which means the house wins. So if you
Yeah.
bet, you're not getting the money back. You still lose because you didn't win the bet.
Right. You
But
didn't lose, but you did win.
right, you didn't win.
House always wins.
Yep. So that's what that means.
Julian is I can't say that word. Julian is
Ridiculous.
yes. He's like, that's me. Learn things.
Wow. Please do.
So right there. So on that game of USC and Utah, we both actually take the points.
Mm-hmm.
We take the points.
Yep. I'll take the points. I will give the points. I mean,
Right.
I will give the points and go with Utah.
Yes.
Yep.
So we both agree. Like you were saying, like we're both saying, we like the up push of USC, but right now Utah is just a better team on offense and defense. I mean, I feel confident with that 4, so yeah, I'm good there.
Yeah.
That brings us to whatever kind of fruit that is that cures cancer.
What?
Yeah, pop-ups, man.
Okay. Is that an avocado?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It looked
It
kind
didn't
of
look green
bland,
like an avocado.
a bland avocado.
Blandcado.
All right, so we're gonna skip over
Oh yeah.
game
Of
2,
course we
and
are.
we're gonna go to game 3, which that we have as one of our picks is Auburn, number 8 Auburn, 3-0. Surprising number 8 Auburn, 3-0. I thought they'd be good, but not to the point where hey man, SEC needs to pay attention to them right now. Traveling to number 17 Texas A&M, who the game that was so pumped up between Clemson was not about crap.
Wow.
I mean, I guess this should be a better matchup for Texas A&M, as they're not playing the number 1 team in the country, but I think Auburn is a little better than what people are giving them credit for. He is looking up the points now.
No. I know the point.
He knows the points.
Yeah, I know the
Get on
points.
up out my face.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bet, man. You bet your ass. He knows the
Bet
points.
your ass I know the points there, D. Texas A&M is actually favored by 3.5 in this game.
Ooh,
Must be the home field advantage.
I'm taking the points. Or was
taking Auburn and the
yes,
points.
Auburn and the points.
All right. I'm gonna differ from you. I think
like
Texas.
Auburn.
I think Texas A&M is gonna show back up, and because Auburn always has one game a year that they flop against somebody that they really need to beat, and this weekend it will be the Aggies, and I'll give you the 3.5 points.
There you go.
All right.
That was pretty simple. I mean, I didn't know what else is there to talk about.
I mean,
I'm not a real big fan of Jimbo Fisher.
I'm not a fan of him, but I'm looking at
and-
stats and I'm looking at I'm remembering, the games that I've seen, these two the highlights, and the game that I watched against Auburn and Oregon and Texas A&M and Clemson, and highlights of the other stuff. It's like, oh, damn, freak me out. There's like a miniature, that's a hummingbird, isn't it?
No, that is like the
It's a
giant moth.
gigantic moth. It's
See,
that big. I thought it was
yeah.
damn hummingbird that
At
came
my
into the
house, the
garage.
bats are gonna get that bad boy.
Oh, I'm surprised they're not named bats like right outside. That's probably why he's in here.
Yeah, because they waiting on it. Come on out.
Right?
Come on.
That was a
No, we
big
ain't gonna
ass
eat you. We
thing.
want to adopt you to the insect world.
Um, I mean, offenses they're really similar. Other than they're similar but different because Texas A&M throws more than Auburn does, but Auburn's rushing yards are 100 more. So I'm thinking of that. But then you look at the defensive stats, and you got to go to that home field advantage, especially in college when it really means something.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna stick with Texas A&M.
All right. The Aggies.
The Aggies.
All right. So,
You already know you better go back to your game.
so
He talked about my team yet this year.
did y'all all really neglect the garage? Did you what? Oh,
What?
Courtney. Let's talk about the garage.
Yes.
Redecorate.
Pushes a refund. They actually do give you your money back because I thought there was that you just kind of lost it. Sorry, I'm a little slow behind that. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's amazing.
Professional
unaware.
gambler for 1 year. There we go, Hanowski. Man, you're a man of many hats.
That is great. So, gotcha, roommate. So, next game up, which kind of should have been a double game of the week.
I mean, let's go with double game of the week.
Double game of the week.
Double game of the week. So
they
first
both are
game
equally
of the week.
I mean, they're both equally important
They
for
are.
all four teams.
I agree. I agree.
Two teams is more important than anything. And those two teams are not Georgia and not Wisconsin. It is imperative that Notre Dame and Michigan win these games.
Huh.
It is imperative. Michigan, maybe a half a point less important than the Notre Dame game because you still have the rest of the Big Ten season. If Notre Dame loses this game, you're damn near out because USC might give you opportunity if they can beat Utah and continue to win. But with Stanford continuing to get blown out,
Stanford
that
sucks.
hurt your schedule bad.
Stanford sucks.
Yeah, Stanford hurt your schedule bad because that was who you were dependent on the back end.
Georgia, Michigan, and Stanford.
Yeah.
But now you still got, Stanford's losing. Southern Cal's picking up.
Man.
Now it may not mean as much as, who knows? They may come into that game at 6-1.
And Feinball is not your friend.
No.
That guy, I thought he was rough on Harbaugh.
No.
Wow. He is
for him to say that Notre Dame deserves to be banned from the college playoffs. You know what? Right there, dude.
31 years.
Say it again.
He said it was 31 years since your last national championship.
88.
So technically, we won one after you.
You shared a title.
Does it say national championship winner?
It should say co.
Does it say national championship winner?
Sure.
Thank you.
I don't have
That's
that.
like
I don't
saying
have that worry. My team has always done it on their own.
There was no do it on their own. We were undefeated. They were not. They had one loss.
Why?
Because Tom Osborne, the great Tom Osborne, was retiring. That was it.
There was no strength of schedule.
The strength there was no strength of schedule because back then the Big Ten and the Big 12 at the time? What was it called then?
Big 10.
It was the Big 10 and there was the
Big 12.
Right. Those were two dominant programs.
Yeah, Texas,
the SEC
Nebraska.
wasn't right. The SEC wasn't like that.
No.
Like it is now.
No.
It was those two teams. Big 10 was giving you 8 teams every year. The Pac-12 was giving, or the Big 12 was giving you 4 or 5
Texas
teams.
A&M
every year.
was
The conferences were much different.
Yeah.
So, and now, Nebraska's and hopped over to the Big Ten or whatever. So,
Yep.
but still, 31 years, that's a long time. But I'm not getting on that because that's beside the point. I don't think you should ever tell a program that they should never be able to play in the national championship.
No, I don't care how much we get. I mean, that would be. I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going. You trying to bait me back to that conversation last week, and I'm not doing it. We talked about it. I let it all out. I'm trying to be good.
All right, what's
Screw him.
So you got Michigan going to Wisconsin. Wisconsin solid.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Versus number 13.
No,
number
11.
13.
We're
11
number
and
11.
13. Yes,
Yeah.
11 and 13.
You should have lost. You should have dropped when you barely beat Army.
Wow.
You should have dropped. I don't understand the celebration at all. Not at all, because you should have walked with your heads down because the game shouldn't have been that close. But I'm gonna throw an asterisk out there. One specific play, I think had effect on how that game turned out. The fumble recovery touchdown. It was clear there was about an inch and a half between his knee and the grass when he picked that ball up. That should have been a touchdown. They go up 14 at that time. I think their Army has to throw the ball. The game changes. Michigan rolls like they should have. But you call that back. They kick a field goal, and that still allows Army to run the ball. Yeah, so, I mean, what's the point of having all these replays and you still don't get the call correct?
I cannot stand these replays. It's a bunch of horse shit is what it is.
I mean, and it's not just my team. I would have said that for any team. There was a couple questionable calls.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
I mean, you ain't even going to check?
And then you check it, and it's obvious, like everybody in America. But anyway.
I'm sorry. I really got that call wrong.
But I think there are some big problems that Michigan has to figure out. And being a Michigan fan, I'm going to say this. I've been on Harbaugh's side since he got there. I like the culture switch, the more pride that has come back in the university, but it has to come down to winning games.
Mm-hmm.
And I am angry at him right now because you have all these weapons and we still cannot generate any offense. The one time that you were supposed to go back to your traditional two back or two tight end Jim Harbaugh offense in the red zone in the 5-yard line, you're trying to run this spread. Put your big uglies from the Big Ten
boom
up on the line and push everybody out the way. Yep. But now you don't want to call the plays. Come on, man, figure it out. We got too much talent.
You guys got a hell of a team, but it's just
way too much talent to be playing this bad. So you don't really have any more time. You've had 2 weeks.
And you're 2-0.
Yeah. Yeah. You had 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You had the week after the game, bye week, and you had a whole nother week to prepare to go into Camp Randall to play this running game of Wisconsin that is outstanding.
Oh, man.
So if your defense ain't right, you can ready to get ran right out of there. So what's the points?
Points on this is Wisconsin favored at home by only 3.5. 44.5 points is the over under. Sorry.
So Wisconsin is favored by
3.5. Let me explain the half point for you. Okay. Not for you, but for the. So they put a 0.5 behind just so there is no tie. It'll drop down to 3 or go up to 4. But if it's stuck at 3.5, you either win by 3 or you win by 4. Depending, obviously, duh. But you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm stumbling on this. It's 3.5. If you get a field goal, you win by a field goal. You lose if you give the points away. If you win by a touchdown, you win.
Right.
There you go.
So right here, this is a hard one for betting people.
For betting?
Because you have money and you have heart.
Mm-hmm. Always bet with your head, folks.
Right.
Not your heart.
You see, neither one of those were the
there's tip number 1. Always bet with your head, not your heart.
So explain this. Now, Michigan has a -3.
No, Wisconsin has a -3.5. Wisconsin's giving Michigan three and a
Right,
half points.
right.
So
So
at the start of
Michigan
the
is
game, it's
+3.
3.5 to 0.
So for me to bet Michigan to win
You get
money,
3.5 points.
they have to win
Or
by at least
they have to lose.
they have to lose. Michigan has
by
to for me
a
to
field
win.
goal or less, or win,
hmm
and you would win.
Right,
Yes,
right,
correct.
right. I think they win by 7. So
Who,
I am
Michigan?
taking Michigan. I think they win by a touchdown.
All right.
And I'm not changing because I had them going undefeated this season. So I'm not changing my pick, money wise or not. I
Well,
figure if they win the
told
game, it's
you-
not going to be a blowout. I don't even want to take the touchdown. I like to take 4 points.
I told you at the beginning of the season, I think that Michigan was going to be 10-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also said that they would beat Ohio State this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wisconsin would be that second loss of the, in my thoughts, behind Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you the 3.5 points, and I'm going to take Wisconsin because their defense is stout, stellar.
Yes, it is. +3. No, -3.
-3.5. You got to
Half.
put the half. You
The
got
half
to
is
put the
there. I
half.
got to put the half.
Got to put the half,
And
folks.
Michigan +3.5.
What, Jazzy? What? I don't get it.
What?
Jasmine is watching us on our YouTube channel, folks. So
Yeah,
your
Dan.
kids can all come on and
I'm
watch
with you,
there.
Daniel. I never bet Michigan or the
No.
Lions. Well, not with the Lions. I try not to bet Michigan, but because of what we are doing now, I kind of got stuck in the situation to do it.
Fly Eagles fly this week, sir. That's what we play the Lions.
Oh yeah, there's no question that they're going to fly there.
I
Hey,
hope.
how's Carson?
How's Ben?
Hey, well, I'm not worried about Ben.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to worry about, Ben. We know he's done.
Yeah, we didn't have a question. We didn't question
That
if he was
picture
going to get
Chris or
hurt or not.
Sean sent us.
That
the
was
other,
great.
that was hilarious.
I don't care who you are. That shit's funny
Hilarious.
right
Hilarious.
there.
That was funny.
Gordon said I would never bet on the Lions either.
Good point.
That is awesome. So that takes us
The
to the other
game
game,
of the
game of the week.
Kind of like
We-
Michigan's last co-national title.
31 years less than yours.
How many?
Just putting a number out there.
We should give him 10.5.
Ooh. Next game up, it will be Notre Dame fighting Irish, the 7th ranked Notre Dame fighting Irish, 2-0, going into the 3rd ranked Georgia Bulldogs. I would like to say that this game is going to be closer than people think.
14. Oh, shoot. Damn.
Well, maybe
14.
not.
Hold on. 14.5 now.
Okay, maybe not as close as people think. I think Notre Dame is going to compete as long and as hard as they possibly can. But there's something is special about this Georgia Bulldog team.
I'm sitting back for this.
That's fine. You can sit back. You know what I mean? He's going to give you the Notre Dame spiel and the blase, scoopty, scoop, the whoop, the whoop. I personally, if it's 14.5, I think Georgia's going to win, but I'd be damned if I'm taking 14.5.
So you're in betting. You're taking Notre Dame.
Taking Notre Dame with the
14.5.
points. Hell yes.
Okay.
I understand it's in Georgia. I understand it's a night game too, isn't it?
Yeah. 8 o'clock.
But I think
so you
Georgia.
know where I'll be at Saturday night.
Yeah,
right there.
And I know I'll be
Right
watching
there.
that some bitch too. But I know that Notre Dame. This is another opportunity for Notre Dame to say that we are Notre Dame and our program is back and we do have a say in this national championship. You had two other opportunities and you failed miserably. I do not think that you can fail miserably 3 times in a row, but I don't think you'll win the game.
Okay, please explain to me, Damon, the one,
Yes.
how we have really failed in the first 2 games.
National championship in Alabama, you got beat by a ridiculous amount. And last year in the Final Four,
I'm
the
sorry,
Klinsman,
I thought you were meaning like the first 2 games this year. It's like, hold on.
oh
what?
no. I'm talking about your opportunities when
I
you
got
played
the big games.
the big games.
I got you.
So I think what Notre Dame is 18 or have lost 18 of the last 19 top. Was it top 25?
No, not top 25.
Not 20, something like that. They've lost
6 or something.
Lost 18 of the last 19 Hollywood. So I forgot what the stat was, what the actual wording.
Look at this.
It's Brad.
Oh man.
It's Brad.
Brad the Italian.
Plug his ass
Brad
in.
the Italian's calling us.
Plug his ass in.
All right, folks. Here, hold on. Let's before you get okay. So you're gonna take the points with
yes,
Notre Dame.
I'm taking Notre Dame in the points.
So in a rate, hold on, Brad the Italian, calling you back here in just a second. If
he probably went to the bar,
we're gonna call him, and it's gonna be like, we're gonna hear some stripper music. Right? If I hear that, I'm hanging up. So you think in a straight up bet, winner take all would be Georgia?
Yes.
And how many points do you think the game is really going to be?
I'm looking around 8 points, 9 points.
Okay. Georgia win.
Maybe. Somewhere around there. I don't think it's going to be the 14-point blowout. I think Georgia will, be, I want to say, have a little more of an edge and control of the game.
Hello.
But I think Notre Dame.
Hold on, Brad. Hold on.
I think Notre Dame makes plays to stay in the game, but I don't think they make enough plays to win the game. SEC defense is outstanding.
All right, so
that's because Ian Book sucks.
Oh man. So we have Brad the Italian on the line here.
What
folks.
up, the Italian?
He must have heard us talking about him earlier.
Ears are ringing.
Yeah, I bet they were.
You've been kind of silent since your quarterback decided to call it quits.
Ooh, boy. Ashes are still on my back porch.
I bet. So, okay, Brad the Italian's on the line here, folks. If you don't know him, he was on the show a few weeks back. He's a Colts fan, and he's obviously an Irish fan, but let's hear Brad the Italian's view on the Georgia Notre Dame game. It's yours for the taking, sir.
Well, I mean, where do you want me to start? I mean, where's the skepticism even start?
Oh, that's amazing. Well, let's just start about the how dominant that Georgia looked in both games. There was no lapses in any of their games. With the Notre Dame, they had like a little slow moment, but then they took off. So, I mean, what do you go from there with the overall look of their play in the first 2 games?
Overall look, suspect.
Who?
I mean, New Mexico shouldn't have even been on the schedule, to be honest with you. I mean,
there's a lot of teams that have games that shouldn't be on the schedule. I mean, look at who Georgia just played too. If you look at Notre Dame's schedule and you look at the teams that they play, look who those teams play the week before Notre Dame. If they're not on a bye, they're playing these podunk teams.
Chattanooga State Military Academy for wayward students.
Touche. Heather's walking in. She's gonna pull up the show now. She's gonna watch it. Okay.
So we have 1.5 friends watching now over at the Becker residence.
Becker.
P.S. Yeah. So no, touche on skeptical games being the beginning of the front loading part of the college football season. Very true. I mean, look at Alabama. I mean,
they don't play anybody.
Exactly. But I will say, as a true believer, as Dan put it, I do believe in the team. But I am, I don't want to be naive to the fact that I'm not sure if Ian Book has really got it. I got to tell you.
Oh, look, Heather's on live with us now. So okay, we need, since Heather's watching it and she's watching you live and she's watching us live, so it makes us like kind of like all live together. We
Is
need to
Heather
see.
able to communicate right now?
Yeah, I mean she can
I
get.
mean, she can
type.
if her
type
fingers
away.
work.
Yes, let's hear. Let's hear Heather the Italians.
I think Heather's got some news to go ahead and type into that. Heather, go ahead and type the news in there.
Uh-oh. Hi. Uh-oh.
I got to get over here.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. She's
typing. I feel the buttons
What is that?
pushing down.
Yoakum.
Got some big news going on over here.
Well, I don't want to speculate.
Nope,
but you can't say nothing like that if it ain't big damn news.
Right.
No, it's worth mentioning.
Okay. Well,
Heather, hurry up with the message.
Are you running? Are you running for the border? Or are you sticking it out?
Oh my gosh! Look at that.
Well, that was expected.
Brad and Heather are engaged, folks.
The Beckers.
Brad the Italian, Heather the Italianess.
I would say they just announced their engagement on our show, but I don't know.
I don't think they did that
or not.
That's probably why they were all down in what is it, South Carolina or Florida?
I just hear her
Hilton
in the
Head,
background.
South Carolina.
Yeah,
Hilton
there you
Head,
go.
South Carolina.
There you go.
Hilton Head.
There you go.
Okay,
Head.
so back to
yeah. I mean, back to the real shit here. I mean, Jesus.
Notre Dame. Now
no
let's give
big
it.
real life stuff happening over
I don't
there.
want the. I didn't give him the Michigan analysis. I gave him the one analysis. I don't want your Purdue analysis. I want the sports fan analysis of the Notre Dame Irish.
I mean, it's to be continued. I mean,
it's been to be continued so damn long, hasn't it?
What is really what? Yeah, I know. Agreed. So really, was kind of captivating me at this point is that the fact that we really, in all actuality, have kind of done maybe ourselves a disservice to the committee as being voted in to the Final Four or competing for the national championship for that matter. So I mean, this Georgia game is the real deal here. I mean, you better put up here. I mean, you better put up here or put out because there's not people that are going to go to bat for you, whether fan of Notre Dame, against Notre Dame, independent, whether you don't care about them. But the Georgia game, I mean, this is it right here because people are going to have a hard time saying, yeah, put him back in the running. Because I mean,
yeah, because if you beat Michigan, that only works in your favor if they can beat Wisconsin, if they can beat OSU and Penn State. You know, if you beat those teams, then that if you win that game, that gives you some kind of balance per se. If you lose the Georgia game, but I think this like he said, I think this is your Final Four game.
It really is.
I mean, I can't disagree.
Man, I think this is your being independent. It makes it extremely difficult for you, and I get it. I understand why Notre Dame doesn't go full on conference. You know what I mean? The football team is out. I get it.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, okay. So
yeah, we gotta
Brad.
Yeah.
So Damon said that he would take the 14.5 points and go Notre Dame on a betting side. But he said that he would take Georgia straight up. So let's hear your bet. Let's hear your bet. Well, we're doing with points. So he's going with Notre Dame in the points.
God, you don't listen.
Damn, I've been trying to tell him that for years.
Man,
not him, you.
See? So, okay. If you were betting by the point spread, 14.5 points, would you take Georgia or Notre Dame, Brad?
Dan, I've grown enough in this beautiful world that we call Earth to know that I do not bet on Notre Dame.
All right. So if you went straight up, who's going to win the game?
The gentleman's bet. Who wins the game?
Who wins the game?
Gentleman's bet.
Yeah, because you're already
mean-
going to lose the bet we got already. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Our whole freaking
Oh,
team
well, that's
falls
the
apart.
next topic. That's the
Yeah.
next topic.
We'll
Don't
get to
even-
that.
That's the reason I called in.
Oh, no. We'll hang
I'm
up
going
and
Notre
call
Dame.
back.
I'm going Notre Dame all the way. Go Notre Dame all the way.
Notre Dame.
All right.
All
He
right.
said straight up, with no gambling, he would take Notre Dame.
Yep,
Okay.
Sure will.
All right.
Sure will.
Awesome.
While you're on the phone still, I want to
Oh,
give
boy.
you the ass's opinion on Notre Dame and Georgia.
Oh, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
Well, obviously he's taking the points.
Obviously, Notre Dame is struggling like hell on the ground. When your
Yes.
quarterback is your biggest or your best rusher on the field right now, but with 2 games, that's scary. When you're playing this Georgia defense that kills people against the run, that's scary. I honestly, I'm with Brad on this. I do not bet on Notre Dame. I do not bet for them. I do not bet against them.
Right.
But in a gentleman's bet,
Right.
Georgia's
Jody.
winning this game.
Oh, Jody. We're not related.
Georgia is winning this. I got Georgia going undefeated to the national title, and I got them winning.
Yeah.
This would be, I said at the beginning of the season, Notre Dame would have to make those 3 games: Georgia, Michigan, and Stanford at the time. Now it looks like more Southern Cal, but you got to win 2 of those 3 games, and going to Athens, Georgia, against the top 3 team in the league, in my opinion, the top team in the nation. I'm sorry,
they're
I
good.
bet with my head and not my heart. And I love Notre Dame, but Georgia is not going to lose this game at home.
Yeah. So what are you doing? You're
I'm
just
scared to take 14.5 points, and I'm scared to give up 14.5 points. But in
So
that
just-
case, I'll
just-
do the spread.
just
I'll
step-
take the points.
okay. Just step out of Notre Dame, bro. I know
I'll
it's
take
hard
the
to do
points.
because it's hard as fuck.
I'll
for me to do
I'll
it.
take the
Dan, it
points.
seems like
All
you're
right.
getting. Seems like you're getting talked into this, Dan.
No, I'll take the
No,
points
no,
in Notre Dame. But
Oh, for the show,
yeah,
he's
for
gonna
the show,
take
I got to
points.
take the spread.
But if he was putting his money on that card, it's not happening.
I'm betting Georgia. This scares me.
Ugh. All right, Daniel, sleep tight, bro. Have fun. I'll see you, baby,
Dude, I'm
in
right
2
here.
weeks.
Daniel Wells, later on, man.
All right,
Brad,
so
since we got you on the phone,
we got to jump into
Yeah.
football. I mean, NFL.
we're jumping into NFL.
Real quick before we go, real
Oh,
quick,
Jesus.
and I respect both opinions, and I agree because really the good point is what you guys are conversing about is obviously it's got the national attention, right? They put College Game Day down in Athens for a reason,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the biggest
this
game
is
of the
gonna-
week.
this is going to be the game. I mean, somebody's getting derailed. You know what I mean? I mean, somebody's getting knocked off the block here. Number 3 Georgia, number 7 Notre Dame. If I'm not misspoken.
Right. But this is why
somebody-
they shouldn't have seeding until at least week 6, because Notre Dame probably shouldn't be in the top 10
Dan, that's a whole nother.
Oh,
I agree with you.
man.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole
until
nother.
at least week 6.
Here's the thing too. So Notre Dame has more to lose than Georgia has to, because Georgia could probably lose against Notre Dame and probably manufacture their at least authenticity to get back into the fight, to get to the fight. I don't know.
It
That's
depends
very
on
sub-
how the SEC folds out,
That's very
because they would
subjective.
have to
I agree.
beat Alabama. They would
Yeah.
have to beat LSU. They would have to beat, everybody else on their
Well,
their
shit, the way
schedule.
you're
Yeah.
barking, you figure that they're going to do it.
I know.
mean, I
but
think they can.
I think they
I think
will
they
run
can.
the table.
I mean, I didn't have Alabama in my Final Four. I had Georgia in my Final
I know.
Four.
Yep.
I
No,
had
I mean,
Georgia and Michigan playing for the final. You had Georgia and Michigan playing for the final. I had Oregon and Michigan.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
neither one of us had Alabama winning
Nope.
the SEC.
I had Notre Dame in the playoffs though, and with the one loss
Yeah.
to Georgia.
Yeah, there's no way, and I disagree with you, Michael. I mean, we've had some intelligent conversations, but I completely disagree. If Notre Dame loses this game, it's going to be almost impossible for them to get back in the playoff.
I agree with that. I don't see, if Notre Dame
Yeah, the
loses this
committee's
game,
gonna
they
have a
can't
tough
get in
time.
there.
I mean,
because
because
look at the rest of the schedule for everybody. Man, they're
Yeah.
playing big ass
You know what I mean?
teams, and Notre Dame only has Michigan and Southern Cal coming up.
Yeah,
That's it.
and-
Unless all of a sudden Stanford goes on a winning streak, but
Yeah.
they suck right now.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it doesn't fare well, because if you look at it, the upper teams, they have their conferences. When SEC, you got to go through the LSUs, the Alabamas, the Floridas, the whatevers, in the Big Ten, you got to go through the OSUs, the Penn States, the Iowas, the Wisconsin. So, I mean, and you have Wake Forest and
Carolina.
The only thing
You know what I'm
I
saying?
can think of, for either, which is neutral to both, obviously rankings, like Dan said, is the only thing I can think of is week 3, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be out of Georgia's control, a lot of stuff out of Notre Dame's control as far as week 3, 2 superpowers going at it.
Yeah,
College game days
are we
there.
really superpowers? I need to see it.
I mean,
need
we'll
to
see
see
it.
it.
I mean, the hype is there. Obviously, at game
The
days
hype
there.
is definitely there, but the hype has been there against Clemson. The hype
guess
was there against Alabama. That's what
guess the-
scares me because Brian
I guess-
Kelly has never been the one to win those big
All right.
games.
I hate to cut you guys off. We got to get to our pro picks.
Yeah, we gotta go to the
gotta
pro
get to our
picks.
pro picks. We can talk Notre Dame, Michigan here all day. So, but let's go ahead and cut to these pro picks. So, let's see. First pro pick of the night is going to be the Falcons, 1-1, traveling here in Indy to the Colts. What's the points?
What are the points? You know the points, Brad?
Hey,
This is your team.
Julio Jones
Shut
hit
up,
20 miles an hour on that
touchdown
screen
run.
play.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Believe me, I did.
The guy hit 20.
I saw it.
Like,
Thanks for reminding me.
when you was looking from the
What a
back,
jackass.
it didn't look like he was moving that fast. But when they showed that side angle, my guy was getting it in.
So back to his. Was that a cop? What are they doing?
Wasn't that your neighbor?
Oh yeah, okay.
What up, Bill?
So yeah, what up? Chris is his name. I was wondering, I'm like, damn man, I ain't in a ghetto anymore.
Yep, and he's backing up.
So what I'm thinking is it's a 1.5 point spread. Okay, Brad, you still there? Hello. Are you still
Italian.
there?
Yep.
There we go.
There's the
Heather-
Italian.
Heather's tuning in on it. So,
All right. So Indiana is favored by 1.5 at home.
Phew. Well, this will be my first season ticket holder game going after the whole godforsaken world. It's funny how Vinatieri's taking the story off of Andrew Luck. And
I mean, but why
I'm
did
gonna tell
anybody
you
think
right
that
now,
Vinatieri was going to retire?
I'm going to tell you right now, your kicker is shaving points and he's getting paid.
He's always been in our suspect program.
Man, I'm telling you, yeah, he came from the Patriots,
Yeah,
right?
you don't have a
let's get-
Super Bowl without him.
No.
Nothing.
So 1.5, is that what you guys said?
1.5. Colts are favored.
I'd stop calling Matty Ice. I mean, just forget it. He's not. He's just Matt now. He's not.
He's just Matthew.
I mean, yeah, I'm going Colts.
All right.
I'm taking the Colts too on that one.
I'd
That's
go-
too
I'd go
easy.
straight up. I don't even need to.
That's
I don't
damn
need
near
to-
straight up. That's damn near straight
Yeah.
up. As long as you don't let Julio get to 20 miles an hour, you should be
Man,
all right.
see, that's what I'm worried about with
The
the
league
with,
hooker's gonna be all over him like why not
They drug tested him on Tuesday.
yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys on that. The Colts are gonna win. I'm gonna say by 3, but I'll take the 1.5.
She
I'll
called
give you
him
the 1.5
Matty
points.
Melted Ice.
Matty Water.
Matty, formerly known as Ice.
I'm gonna take the Colts.
Yeah, I think all 3 of us are taking the Colts. I think we need to add Brad into this.
Is it
into
plus
this
1.5?
picks. Yep, plus 1.5. No, minus 1.5.
Minus 1.5.
Yeah, minus 1.5.
Colts are minus 1.5.
That's a 1 o'clock kickoff too. Yeah,
And it's a 1
So-
o'clock game. So the
So you gotta realize,
the only
you know-
the only damn game that will be on at 1 o'clock locally will be your game. Good thing I have the Sunday ticket.
Bueno.
At least you're not a schmuck like me that has Sunday Colts tickets.
No, I'm not.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Are you a Colts fan or you an Andrew Luck fan?
He's a
No,
Colts
I'm
fan.
a diehard Colts fan.
So
Yeah,
it don't
he's a
matter
Colts
who's
fan.
your quarterback. You better start cheering for that brother, or I'm gonna
Oh,
have the
I-
brothers come see you on the south side.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, we don't do that shit no more.
No, I'm just kidding.
Get
That's
him-
not an
hold on, I
open. That's not an open
gotta
thread
make
on
a
the
phone
air,
call real
folks.
You know how we
So
roll.
next game up, we have the Texans 1-1 going out to Los Angeles for the Chargers at 1-1. The way the Texans played, I like the Texans, but I don't know the point spread. I got to quit picking off that. It's about numbers now. It's about numbers.
Where'd they go? Texans and Chargers. Okay, Chargers are giving the Texans 3.5 points. You bet your ass. I don't know because, man, LA's backup running back. What's his name? He's on my fantasy football team, but he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
I mean,
Phillip Rivers is sitting there yelling at his 14 kids. So,
you know,
Hater.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
So what do we
Hey,
got?
man, by the time you guys have kids, I'll have a babysitter over here for you.
See how I timed that out? See how I timed that?
That's what I thought
Right?
the announcement was. Oh, it's big. It's huge.
No, I got to get married first.
No, he's just signing his life away.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I don't know who's
I mean,
worse. I don't know who's worse. Who's signing their life away?
Yeah, did you
really?
go through one?
Heather, are we sure we want to do this?
Yeah, Heather, did you sit down with the girlfriends and make sure you did your
Think
pros and
about
cons?
that. Oh, wow! Look at it. We got the yes on the air,
Yeah.
folks.
Brad, I don't remember us sitting around the table with strippers and figuring this was the right move.
That's a bachelor party.
No, that's the last call.
Yeah, last call.
Kidding, Heather. Kidding.
Proceed with the decision on the game.
Smart. He's learning.
Yeah,
He's learning on his first wife. That's great. My bad.
Right?
That was uncalled for.
Man,
I'm going Chargers.
But he never told us the points.
yeah, I did.
I don't really care about
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah,
3.5 for the Chargers.
yeah. No, they're giving
giving
the Texans 3.5 points.
I'm gonna take the Texans, man. I'm gonna take the Texans and the points.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not gonna take the. God, man, that's hard. That's rough. Heather, stop. If you're gonna say something, woman, say it. Okay, we're no whispering here. That's what they do. Yeah, I know. They whisper.
Who the hell is he talking to?
Apparently, he's talking to Heather.
I hear Heather talking back there. He hears dead people.
I think
Right?
Dan's prolonging his bet.
Isn't he?
I am. Brad,
He's
your
stat
call.
searching.
You're taking the Chargers.
We're past the
Yeah,
mic.
I'm taking the Chargers. Yeah.
I'll take the Chargers. I'll give you 3.5 points. I'll give whoever. Yeah, I'll give the Texans.
Chargers 3.5. All right. So next game up.
You bet your ass.
Any other time, I'm all of whatever the Saints are doing. But right now, with no Drew Brees, the Saints at 1-1 going to the 2-0 Seattle.
They do have
Seahawks.
Teddy Bridgewater though.
I know, man,
Who are
but
they
it's
playing?
something
Who are
that
they
Seahawks. It's something about New Orleans. They play different when Drew Brees is under center.
Because he's a leader.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, this is an opportunity for Teddy Bridgewater. He was still young.
I mean, so was Drew Bledsoe when he got hurt. Look what happened there.
What?
Tom
Where's the
Brady
game
stepped
at?
up.
Yeah.
Seattle.
I mean, but so you're saying Bridgewater is Tom Brady?
No, I'm not saying that, but it could be the changing of the guard in New Orleans because that's why Bridgewater was brought there to begin with. What happens if that thumb is like really mashed up, broken, or whatever? That's going to be out longer. You know, maybe Bridgewater's time is here.
Maybe Daniel Jones' time is
By the
here.
way, I'm not even a Saints fan, but good. How many times can the Saints fans get screwed over?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I mean,
man.
if you're a fan of them, I mean, they have every right to be completely pissed.
Yeah, man. If I was a Saints owner, I got to call the emergency owners meeting. Like, what the dude
is going on?
And Seattle is 4-point favorites.
I had to take Seattle in the point. I had to take Seattle on that, man. I have to.
I'm taking Seattle on that.
I'm gonna pick against you. I'm gonna pick up against you guys. I think New Orleans is gonna pull it out. I think it's gonna be a close game. And
Seattle, Dan?
Yep.
In Seattle?
Yeah, it's hard to win in Seattle, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves
outside.
Right
they are feeling too good about themselves.
What's their
I'll
point?
Take a side bet on
4,
that.
4.5.
4.5. I hear you.
So
I hear you.
I'm taking the 4.5, and
right.
You're giving the 4.5.
Yeah,
I'm taking the 4.5. Let's get it right, man. Let's get it right. You don't mess out. Tip number 2: you don't mess with another man's. You don't mess with the bookie and
shut up
and put
That's
numbers
why we're
wrong.
doing it right here.
I know people. I know Brad the Italian.
Oh yeah. I'm more scared of Heather than I am of Brad.
Yeah, straight.
This is true.
All right,
This is
so
true.
game of the week, man. This is going to be exciting.
I think so.
I hope this line is even.
The Giants and the Buccaneers. No, I'm just
No, I
Good
really
just
hope.
joking.
I really hope this line is even, sir. You got the 2-0 Ravens, going down to Arrowhead for the 2-0 Chiefs.
Chiefs
And
6.5 point favorites.
Can Patrick Mahomes throw for 6,000 yards this year?
Maybe. Maybe. It's very possible.
You know what I mean? Can he? Is it possible? Is it possible for Patrick Mahomes to throw for 6,000 yards this year?
I'll go the under.
See, that's another bet, folks. Brad just threw a curveball of a bet in. He said, I'll go the under, which means that he thinks Patrick Mahomes is not going to throw 6,000 yards this year.
Oh, I like that. I'll make the line. Thank you, Sean. The one makes the line.
Okay. All right.
6,000 yards. If Patrick Mahomes throws 6,000 yards, I'll wear an Eagles jersey for one full day.
Holy
Dude, he plays for the Chiefs.
This doesn't matter.
This
He
is
likes
for
betting
Dan.
me. He's a betting man.
This is for Dan.
I
Hey,
mean,
bro.
you're already
bro.
going to be fixing me, steak and Hennessy.
That was gonna be that you'll be on like the seat of your tail, hoping that he does does not play the last game of the season. Like they're
Yes.
so far
Man,
ahead, hoping
can
that
you
he
bench him the next 2 games?
Yes, he
Bench him.
needs to rest for the playoffs.
Right.
No,
Heather, you better tell your future husband stop betting.
so they
I've been trying to get him to stop.
That's what us Catholics do, folks.
so
Who you got? Chiefs
you got the
giving
Chiefs
6.5 points.
Giving 6. That's Baltimore starting the game with 7 points.
6.5. I'm gonna go Kansas City too.
Yeah, I think I'm going Kansas City
In Arrowhead.
and Arrowhead.
I don't think Lamar Jackson has seen.
Yeah, you're not. The defense ain't really played
an
Anybody.
offensive fire like that. No.
you know, and man,
I'm gonna agree with both of you. And like Dan said, go with your mind, not with your heart. Like Lamar is doing incredible things. He's got probably one of the brightest futures of a young quarterback out there. But in Arrowhead, I'm going KC.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
well, there you have it, folks. We have given you our bet your ass picks for college and professional for this
Yep.
week.
And I'm gonna
week
tell you
3
right
and
now,
week 4.
Before the playoffs of the MLB start, you guys might want to put your lock in your bets for the Dodgers over the Astros in 6.
There's some pretty exciting works going on behind the scenes that we will hopefully love to let you guys in on.
Oh man!
Oh
Brad,
my God.
you will like this.
This
too,
is
so.
going to be a pretty awesome thing. I hope all the wheels turn correctly and all the gears line up.
It's very
This is going
close.
to be very exciting because we will be on the front end of a the front end of a new movement going on in our city.
Me too, Sean.
So we are really excited
Just to let
on
you
that,
know,
and
Damon,
we've been through that.
He said he can't wait to listen to you sing the Notre Dame fight song. Brad, wouldn't you like to hear Damon, the one Thomas, sing the Notre Dame fight song?
So
Yeah,
all you
if
have to
if you need
do,
any singing lessons,
all you have to do is go back in the film.
No,
to
because
season
this is what you
1,
do,
and you see where it was done, and then I was,
some echoes,
and you can see where
That's
I
what you
was
did.
clearly
No.
interrupted rudely.
because
Was not
you didn't do it
allowed.
right. You didn't do it
That
right.
it's not how you want it.
You didn't
It's
do it
how
right.
it gets done. So
no,
now you
no.
have vacated
Mm.
your opportunity to have it done.
Let's see if he bets again this year, folks.
Yeah, it is. It's just going to be a real simple bet.
What's that?
4 quarters, $1, 100 pennies, 10 dimes, 20 nickels.
Okay, $1 it is. Brad, you in on that?
$1.
He's got. Damon has $2 to bet.
repeat the
Notre Dame versus Michigan this year. You in on that bet?
$1.
Oh, I'm all in.
Yeah,
I bet $1. So
I
that
thought
would
so.
be Damon puts up $1, Dan has 50 cents, and Brad has 50 cents.
No, I'll put $1. He puts $1. You put up $1 against
My bet
each.
was with the ass.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm betting
I got
$1.
$1.
So however y'all split it up, I'm betting $1. So however y'all split it up,
regardless,
I'm only coming out of $1 pocket.
regardless how we do it, I'm doubling my money. And anytime you double your money, that's a good investment.
So there you have it. You have it. You have it. You have it. The picks of the week for the ass and the one. We will get those up for those numbers.
Yep.
We will get those up before games start or any of these current games that we bet on start. So those numbers will be put up
Well, and then I'll
with
put
our betting numbers and the last posted numbers.
Yep. And then I'll put the weekly post. I'll start doing college games too. I was doing the past couple weeks on
Yep.
NFL. So Brad the Italian, we'd like to thank you for joining us for the last half hour of the show.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations to you and the future Mrs. Becker.
Thank you.
No problem. And I'm sure we will get to see you guys very soon.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Enjoy your evening, fella-ettes.
Go Irish.
Go Irish. See you later,
this
guys.
week. So, yeah. Another successful show, my brother.
Yes.
Talked about some good things, the
We
betting
did.
things, and real quick, the tally for our individual score for our season on our games picked.
Tied.
We are
No, I'm still up.
no,
one.
you're still up one
I'm up
because
one.
we are exactly even
I'm up
on
one.
all the games from last week. So Dan is still up one on myself. So, but again, we'd like to thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget to check out the what's happenings of everything involved with BW Sports.
Yep.
So hit us up at bwsports1.com. That way you get the website, see everything going on. Check us out on our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages where you can catch old videos. If you want to see some hilarious things, go back and check us out from where we started to where we're at now. You can see a huge difference. So
you can also listen to us on iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it is,
SoundCloud,
Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher. So
yeah, all
over the
those good
place.
things. So be on the lookout for good things coming up. Be on the lookout for the Black and White Sports 1 Kids Dad Spectacular Part 2 coming up for the somehow with the Christmas season or something like that. So be on the lookout for that.
Maybe we could
go
do
to the
some kind
children for
of
Halloween. Maybe go to the Children's Museum or something, get in costume, and go to the Children's Museum.
Oh man, you don't want to see my costume.
No, I don't.
I didn't say my birthday suit. I ain't showing you my birthday suit.
I'm good.
You see that? There it is. 50 Shades of Gray, whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I have no clue what the hell that is.
I might go as Men in Black. I want to go as Rick James.
We should. Twins.
We still did the Bubba Ray and Devon.
D, get the table.
So there you go.
He is the one.
I am. One more thing before we get into the closeout. Don't forget, if you want to host a show of us and you want to spend an hour and a half or an hour or whatever you want to hang out, talk sport with us over on the show, for all of you guys, just hit us up on info.bwsports1@gmail.com. Hit us up, text him or text me. We'll try to figure out a time and we can coordinate and get it all type of stuff.
Yep.
And then we can do a show from your spot. So that's all I got, bro.
Well, in that case, he is the one.
I am.
I am the ass.
He is.
This is Black and White Sports live from the Sports Lair, folks. And as always, Damon, tell them what we do.
We keep it sporty. I didn't like that one.
Damon, tell them what we do.
We keep it sporty. I don't like that one either.
We keep it sporty, Indy.
Yeah, just hit the button. Let's get the hell out of here.
Button. Y'all have a good one. See you next week.
Deuces.